What is up, family? We have another Patreon request. We got Francis, not Francis, France. Dordogne. Oh, I'm just quickly caught a little glimpse. It looks like it's an area which I'm sure is beautiful, especially if it's in South France. I don't know nothing about Dordogne.
Bonjour, I'm Rick Steve.
Bonjour. You can just say bonjour.
Steve's back with more of the best of Europe. This time we're exploring some of the best of small town and countryside France. It's the Dordogne River Valley. Thanks for joining us.
Oh boy. It's gonna be beautiful, isn't it? Oh, this guy goes everywhere, huh? Another lucky, you know what? I mean, just traveling the world. What do you do for a living? I just visit countries one after the other. Then I make videos, and yeah, that's how I make a living. Probably eat all the delicious food in Europe. Oh, yeah. Lucky, man. Lucky. Rick Steve, Europe. Dordogne.
The Dordogne River Valley, with its dramatic castles, prehistoric cave paintings, and prized cuisine, is an unforgettable blend of man-made and natural beauty. Once you get to know the region, you wonder why more Americans don't visit. Along with an idyllic canoe ride, we'll enjoy the highlights of the Dordogne. Visit a goose farm, then savor the
I was just going to say, ooh, that's a lot of foie gras.
Foie gras.
Oh, my God.
Wander through a lamplit castle, browse a country market, and marvel at the Sistine Chapel of the prehistoric world. Then we cross into the next region to tour one very stern church, admire the art of Toulouse-Lautrec, and explore an imposing fortress city. France, the size of Texas, is made up of many distinct regions, including the Dordogne, defined by a river by the same name. In the Dordogne, we visit Sarlat, Benac, and
told you, South France. Of course it's going to be beautiful.
The famous caves of Lascaux, before heading into the Languedoc region, where we'll explore Carcassonne and Albi.
Oh, Carcassonne, look where it's located.
6 centuries ago, this lazy river, so peaceful today, separated warring England and France. Imagine, the French were up in that castle, and the English were just across the river. They duked it out for so long that the conflict became known as the 100 Years' War.
Damn.
Today's Dordogne River carries more holiday goers than weapons, as the region's economy relies heavily on tourism. For an invigorating break from the car or train, you can explore the riverside castles and villages from a canoe.
That is so cool.
Kayaks and canoes are easy to hire. Rental places line the river, and they're happy to pick you up at an agreed-upon spot downstream. They're stable enough for beginners, and I can't think of a more relaxing way to enjoy both some great scenery and a little exercise. My friend and co-author of my France guidebook, Steve Smith, has joined us. You can pop ashore wherever you like. There's always a place to stow the canoe and plenty of welcoming villages, like La Roque-Gaillac.
Oh my God, look at this village. Look at the charm. Just look at the charm.
Whether you're joyriding by car or paddling the Dordogne River,
you're in another world.
A strong contender on all the cutest towns in France lists is a must-see.
I saw a ton of caves, too. That is too cool.
Back on the river, delights are revealed with each bend. The river's current varies depending on how much rain they've had. It's been dry and today it's slow, perfect for a relaxing glide. We're finishing our ride in the feudal village of Benac. With the Dordogne River at your doorstep, a perfectly preserved medieval village winds like a sepia-toned film set to the castle high above. In villages like this, there's nothing to really tour. It's just plain pretty.
Yep.
Stone roofs are typical of this region. Called lows in French, the flat limestone rocks, gathered by farmers clearing their fields, were a cheap and durable roofing material. The unusually steep pitch of the lows roofs, which last about 200 years, help distribute the weight down through the walls.
200 years.
Small vents provide air circulation. Local farmers are quick to sing the roof's praises. And how old is this house?
I see a few holes.
Cette construction date des années environ 1760.
1760 roughly.
Is it waterproof?
Que le beau temps revient, l'air revient à sécher aussi bien les bois que les lattes.
You want these holes that we can see through here so air comes through and helps dry out the tree trunks that are in here, the oak, etc. But it stays dry.
Do they build roofs like this today?
Ça se fait toujours, hein, ce genre de construction.
Oui, elles se font
Oui.
toujours, mais de moins
C'est
en
cher.
moins parce que c'est horriblement cher.
It's yeah,
Horriblement
they do,
cher.
but it's people like with a lot of money who want to do it. 250 years ago, this was a poor man's roof. Today, it's a rich man's hobby.
Wow.
Bainac's brooding, cliff-crowning chateau soars 500 feet above the Dordogne River. Its design was state-of-the-art in its day. And it comes with a view fit for a king.
Look at that.
During the 100 Years'
Oh.
War, more than a century of skirmishes between the French and the English back in the 13 and 1400s, the castle of Bainac was on the front lines. The sparsely furnished castle takes you back. Stone lamps light the way.
Huh.
In the knight's mess hall, you almost feel like the cooks are just taking a break. And even back then, there were manners. Park your sword at the end of the table.
That is too
The
cool.
leading noble family of the Dordogne ruled from this castle. Through the Middle Ages, here in the Great Room, the closest thing to a throne room, the decisions that affected the realm were made. During the 100 Years' War, the castle of Bainac flip-flopped between French and English control several times. Negotiations were worked out in this room. The subjects of the realm would gather in the courtyard to learn their destiny. Their noble lord would stand here and proclaim, "Now you are French," or "Now you are English. Deal with it." Long before the age of great castles,
Look at that.
humbler groups in the Dordogne found refuge in caves.
Look at that.
Baroque St. Christophe, a series of river-carved terraces, has provided shelter to people here for 50,000 years.
Whew.
While the terraces were inhabited in prehistoric times, the exhibit you'll see today is medieval. The official recorded history goes back to 976 AD, when people settled here to steer clear of Viking raiders who'd routinely sail up the river.
976. Man, I was really young back then. Really young.
Back then, in this part of Europe, the standard closing of a prayer wasn't Amen, but "And deliver us from the Norsemen, Amen." A clever relay of river watchtowers kept an eye out for raiders. When they came, residents gathered up their kids, hauled up their animals, as you can imagine with the help of this big recreated winch, and pulled up the ladders. While there's absolutely nothing old here except for the carved out rock, it's easy to imagine the entire village, complete with butcher, baker, and even candlestick maker, in this family-friendly exhibit.
That's amazing. Whole village in the caves.
Nearby, Sarlat is the pedestrian-friendly main town of the river valley. It's just the right size, large enough to have a cinema with 4 screens, but small enough so that everything is an easy meander from the town center.
Look at that little place to
The
eat.
handiest home base for exploring the Dordogne. There are no blockbuster sites here. Still, it's an inviting tangle of traffic-free cobblestoned lanes and handsome buildings lined with foie gras shops. Keith just hates Sarlat. And, in the summer, stuffed with tourists.
Man, just like seriously, where can I get a reservation? Like, this is where you find me, people. You find me right out here, eating and drinking all day. Just to me, this is paradise. Not a cruise ship, not on an island or some. This right here, this is paradise to me. I hit. Oh, okay.
Sarlat's elaborate stonework recalls its glory century from about 1450 to 1550, after the Hundred Years' War. Loyal to the French cause through thick and thin in a century of war, Sarlat was rewarded by the king with lots of money to rebuild in stone. Sarlat's new nobility built noble homes to match. The town's most impressive buildings date from this prosperous era, when the
You know that's all hand carved. Of course it is.
Renaissance style was in vogue.
Of course it is. Look at
It's
the
market
windows.
day and the city's jammed as it has been for
Oh,
centuries of
man.
Saturdays.
Oh, man. Oh,
Everything's
man.
fresh and local, so seasonal that shoppers can tell the month by what's on sale.
Ooh,
This has been going
boy,
on.
you see those radishes?
For 1,000 years almost, since the Middle Ages.
What's this region known for in cuisine?
Well, the Dordogne is famous for three things: walnuts, cakes and nuts, and
So all
olives.
this is walnuts ingredient.
That's
I love walnuts.
the walnut table. Truffles, which are a mushroom that you'll find only fresh in the winter, so you won't see it in the market today. And the biggie, what people come to this area for, foie
Foie gras.
gras, which is the
Oh, bonjour, madame. Est-ce que je peux avoir, tout, s'il vous plaît? Tout.
luxurious liver of force-fed geese and ducks. In fact, people come to this area more, I think, for that than they do the famous caves or the castles or the river. That's kind of the
And they give,
The raison
oh, my
d'être.
God.
of the area from a culinary perspective.
I mean, try something. Oui, goose liver, okay.
Which one is best?
The best is the one piece, duck liver or goose liver. One
So it's
piece.
pure. It's
Yes,
just
yes.
that.
Wow, that's good.
Let's taste the difference. This should be stronger,
Voilà,
right?
voilà, duck is different. Duck is a strong, the goose is a sweet.
Yeah, that's a good description. It's one strong, one sweet. You notice the difference?
This square of the geese is a reminder that birds are serious business here and have been since the Middle Ages. Many question the morality of force-feeding geese to make the foie gras.
Yeah, a lot
To
of people
learn
don't
more
like that.
about this, we're heading into the countryside to actually visit a goose farm.
But like some viewers said, I read some comments because I said, I was worried. I said, oh, man, I hear they want to ban this. They want to ban force-feeding ducks and geese. And then somebody wrote, nope, never, it'll never happen as long as there's bullfighting. And you know what? If there's still bullfighting, it doesn't mean two wrongs make a right, but hey, you know, bullfighting is awful what they do. So if that's still around, can't really eat a bull, you know what I'm saying? I mean, you can, but it won't taste like foie gras. Foie gras. Oh, he's so meg.
Generations, the Mazet family has raised geese right here. Natalie, clearly in love with the country life, enthusiastically shows guests around her idyllic farm. Each evening, she leads a family-friendly tour, explaining the age-old tradition of la gavage, force-feeding the geese to fatten their livers to make the much-loved goose liver pâté, or foie gras.
In the farm we have 1,000 geese each year, and this one are 6 weeks old. And during the day they are outside and they come back inside during the night. A goose cannot stay in a small box. She will die. She needs to walk, she needs to eat grass. These birds are migrator. And before doing the migration, they eat a lot. They make a foie gras. They stock energy on the liver to be able to fly.
So it's their natural gas
It's a natural way to stock energy, yeah.
Natalie explains why locals see the force feeding as humane, the same as raising any other animal for human consumption. French enthusiasts of la gavage say that the animals are calm, in no pain, and are designed to gorge naturally. Dordogne geese live lives at least as comfy as other.
Did you see that? He put that way down there.
To gorge naturally. Dordogne geese live lives at
Oh,
least as comfy
man.
as other farm animals that many people have no problem eating.
Yeah.
And they're slaughtered as humanely as any non-human can expect in this food chain existence. Does this not hurt the goose to put the
No.
tube down?
No, did you ask the goose? Did you ask him? Did you say, hey, does this hurt? And he's like, no, I'm good. Put it even more deeper in my throat. Go ahead. No, this is not a porn video. I'm just saying, like, come on. How you going to know that doesn't bother them? No, it doesn't. doesn't mind at all.
No, no.
No.
The tube can go very easily on the top of the stomach because a goose naturally can hit big stone or a big corn on a cob.
A goose can.
Did you see the amount of food coming out from that tube? Wow.
Eat a corn on a cob.
Yes, so the tube is not very big for a goose. To have a good foie gras, the goose must have a good life outside and during the force feeding.
Oh my
The region's
goodness.
cuisine is a big draw here.
I'm just going to concentrate on how delicious foie gras is. I'm going to skip that part.
We're dropping by a favorite restaurant of Steve's to enjoy the local specialties. Gourmet
Oh,
eaters flock
boy.
to this region for its goose, duck, pâtés, white asparagus, and more.
The bread looks amazing too. Oh, did you guys catch the bread? Oh, can't have some delicious foie gras without delicious bread. Oh, look at this restaurant.
That's done.
Et la trilogie de foie gras. Donc vous avez au torchon, au confit et au vin. Et c'est conseillé de le manger confit, torchon et au vin.
In that order.
Voilà, bon appétit, messieurs.
Thank you. Merci. You're going to have to help me. This is 3 different foie gras, right?
Welcome to the Dordogne.
Okay.
All right, you've got 3 foie gras here. This one's confit, which is a foie gras cooked in its own fat. Right?
Okay.
The middle one, they call it confit au torchon, which means it's cooked with like a veil of chiffon around it. And the third one is the straight foie gras.
Oh, I can taste a difference.
Well, yeah, I would imagine each one's going to be different.
There's a real clear difference. I like this very much.
Yeah, I mean, I like everything about this pause right here is can you imagine eating here? Seriously. Hey, could you just imagine having dinner with your partner or friends with that view and this kind of food? Seriously, come on, guys. This is ridiculous. This should be illegal. Why? This should be worldwide. Everybody should have something like this available. I'm upset now. Not fair. I'm jealous. I'm definitely jealous. Damn.
From about 18,000 until 10,000 BC, long before Stonehenge and the pyramids, back when mammoths and saber-toothed cats still roamed the earth,
My God.
prehistoric people painted deep inside caves in this part of Europe.
Oh, yeah?
These weren't just crude doodles, but huge and sophisticated projects, executed by artists and supported by an impressive culture, the Magdalenians. The region's limestone cliffs, honeycombed with painted caves, are unique on this planet. Tourists gather nearby at Lascaux, home of the region's and the world's most famous cave paintings. These caves were discovered accidentally in 1940 by 4 kids and their dog. Over the next couple decades, about 1 million visitors climbed through the prehistoric wonderland, inadvertently tracking in fungus on their shoes and changing the humidity and the temperature with their breathing. In just 15 years, the precious art deteriorated more than in the 15,000 years before that.
Once again, thank you, humans. You've done it again.
The caves were closed to the public. Visitors can now experience the wonder of Lascaux by touring an adjacent replica. When their time comes, visitors are called to meet their guide for a look at the precisely copied cave called Lascaux II.
A replica.
Then we are in the auction room, the most spectacular room of Lascaux. It's a sacred place. We don't live in a church. They never lived in the caves. And it's a huge composition. It's a calculated composition because they have taken advantage of the strip of rock to relate in a circle 2 groups of bulls facing each other. And in the center of this composition, they have united the 3 principal animals of Lascaux: horse, ox, and deer.
Is this a hunting scene?
No, it's not a hunting scene because on the walls, the hunter doesn't exist. They never tell the everyday life. The meaning is more complex.
What is the biggest animal?
Is this bull? Is the largest painting in the cave art, 16 feet from the top of the horn to the tip of the tail.
The guide explains that this 600-animal multi-cave composition was the work of a complex society, the Magdalenians. Their culture allowed for skilled artists to work over an extended period of time in this sacred place.
It really is
They
amazing
fix maybe on the walls.
what life used to be like.
A myth, a knowledge, and the image will be able to across generations. The image becomes the memory of the society. The art of Lascaux is supposed to be around 17,000 years old. But compared to the beginning of the humanity, which was born in Africa 3 million years ago, Lascaux, it was yesterday. They were like us.
The region has many more examples of prehistoric cave painting, and the nearby National Museum of Prehistory provides an instructive background. This modern museum houses over 18,000 bones, stones, and fascinating little doodads, all uncovered locally.
Doodads.
Artifacts are originals and show that while the Magdalenian people lived 15,000 years ago, they were far more advanced than your textbook cavemen.
Yeah, that carving.
Skeletons were discovered draped in delicate jewelry. Stag teeth and tiny shells were, it seems, lovingly drilled to be strung into necklaces.
What? Wait a minute, did he say teeth?
Delicate jewelry. Stag teeth and...
Stag teeth. Oh, okay.
Tiny shells were, it seems, lovingly drilled to be strung into necklaces. These barbed spearheads and fishhooks would work well today. Finely carved spear throwers show impressive realism for something 3 times as old as the oldest pyramids.
What?
Imagine flickering flames from these oil lamps lighting those art-covered caverns. Today, as we ponder the prehistoric caves and the artifacts of the Magdalenian people here in the Dordogne, we can marvel at how much we actually have in common with these people and how sophisticated their culture was so long ago. A short drive south from the Dordogne takes us into the region of Languedoc. This region's hard-fought past and independent spirit is evident in its old fortifications, fine art, and in a culture distinct from the rest of France that survives to this day.
Beautiful.
The
Oh yeah, I was
fortress city
curious.
of Carcassonne is a
I was curious about this one because it was so close to the ocean.
13th century world of towers, turrets, and cobblestone
Or river, I should say, not ocean.
alleys. This is Europe's ultimate walled fortress city. While it's packed with tourists midday, it's all yours and evocative as can be, early and late. The city's stern ramparts evoke a time when defenses were stronger than offenses. And the only way to beat a place like this was a starve-em-out siege. Charlemagne laid siege to this place, and after several frustrating years, he ran out of patience. While the ramparts seem mighty enough, moats added to the fortified city's defenses. While not really filled with water and alligators, moats were generally just a dangerous no-man's land, designed to expose attackers. Small square holes on the inner wall once supported timbers, which supported defensive walkways. Modern shops fill buildings that date from Carcassonne's golden age,
Look at
the
that.
1100s, when troubadours sang ballads of ideal love, chivalry was in vogue, and a pragmatic spirit of tolerance pervaded everything.
Look at this. I took my wife to a place like this. I'm coming home broke. Coming home broke. Like, I want to buy this. I want to buy this.
became
I
a
want to buy
center
this.
of the Cathars, a heretical group of Christians who thrived around here from the 11th through the 13th centuries. They saw life as a battle between good, the spiritual, and bad, the material. To the Cathars, material things were evil and of the devil. As France was working to consolidate its central power, it clamped down on feisty regions like this, especially if they were sympathetic to heretical groups like the Cathars. The region is dotted with evocative and remote castle ruins, which provided places of desperate last refuge for Cathars and remind of bloody struggles.
Look at its view.
When driven out of Carcassonne, many Cathars hid in the nearby castles of Lascaux. Back in Paris, the king wanted to tighten his grip on southern France. In Rome, the Pope needed to make it clear there was only one acceptable form of Christianity, and it was Roman. Both found self-serving reasons to wage a genocidal war against the Cathar people, who never amounted to more than 10% of the local population. After a terrible period of torture and mass burnings, the Cathars were wiped out.
Nice.
In 1321, the last Cathar was burned.
That's wonderful.
The Cathars were also called Albigensians, named after this nearby town, Albi.
Look at that.
Its massive Roman Catholic cathedral was the final nail in the Cathar coffin. Big and bold, it made the church's zero-tolerance policy towards heretical thinking perfectly clear.
That's a beast of a...
The cathedral looks less like a church and more like a fortress
Yes.
on purpose.
That is... Oh.
The interior looks essentially as it did in 1500, and its art comes with a stern message. In the Last Judgment painting, the dead come out of the ground with an accounting of their deeds, both good and bad, printed in ledgers on their chests. The saved look confident and comfortable, and those whose ledgers don't add up look pretty nervous. A wide selection of gruesome punishments awaits the sinners. These graphic scenes were designed to frighten wide-eyed parishioners into conformity with church dictates.
Snakes in the mouth, fish in the mouth. Look at that.
Next to the church, the former home of Albi's archbishop contains the world's largest collection of art by Henri Toulouse-Lautrec. The museum displays his work chronologically, letting you follow the evolution of his art with his fascinating life story. Toulouse-Lautrec, who was born here in Albi in 1864, was crippled from his youth. Because of this, he was on the fringe of society, and he had an affinity for people who didn't fit in. He made his mark painting the Parisian underclass, with an intimacy possible only by someone with his life experience. His subjects were from bars, brothels, and cabarets. Henri was particularly fascinated by can-can dancers, whose legs moved with an agility he would never experience. In the 1890s, Henri frequented brothels and befriended many prostitutes. He respected the women, feeling both fascination and empathy toward them. The prostitutes accepted Henri just as he was. They allowed him into their world, and he sketched candid portraits. Eventually, Toulouse-Lautrec established his unique style. Colors, garish. Subject matter, hidden worlds. Moralism, none.
Yep.
Toulouse-Lautrec's advertising posters were his bread and butter. He was an innovative advertiser, creating simple, bold, lithographic images for posters. Posters such as this one promoting the famous Moulin Rouge established his business reputation in Paris.
Moulin Rouge.
Successful as he was, his career was short. Toulouse-Lautrec had a self-destructive lifestyle. He died at the age of 37,
Oh, damn.
alcoholic, depressed, and paranoid.
Oh,
He
lovely.
was unmourned and unappreciated by the art establishment. But thankfully, his mother and a best friend recognized his genius and saved his work. They offered it to the Louvre, which refused. But in 1922, the mayor of Albi accepted the collection and hung it here. A wise move. This corner of France offers a perfect storm of countryside experiences. Evocative castles, really old art,
You seeing these views?
well-fed geese, all with a chance to hike through history, savor some rich food, and then work it off with a little exercise.
I'm not gonna lie, I'd probably never leave the restaurants. I just stay there day, morning, night. Let me just look at this view. Come on now, let's just look.
I hope you enjoyed our Dordogne adventure and our quick side trip to Languedoc.
Look at this view.
The more I understand France, the more I appreciate this fascinating and complex culture. Thanks for joining us.
And it's beautiful, it really is.
I'm Rick Steves. Until next time, keep on traveling.
What in the world are you eating now, my friend?
Au revoir.
I could just eat the bread.
Feel good. Got hey. This became a center of the Cathars.
I got one,
a
don't-
heretical group of Christians.
I got one too, don't worry. Oh, we got some bloopers. Oh,
This became a center of the Cathars, a heretical group of Christians. A heretical group of Christians. It's more complex.
Et là, donc délice. Délice is a mix.
Did you hear that?
One here. One here. One
one ear.
here. One here.
One ear.
One ear.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got you, buddy. We got you. Your English is better than my French. Don't worry. Taped in April 2008. Francis Dordogne. Incroyable. Non, vraiment. C'est même pas drôle. Pas drôle. Where's that damn thing again? Oh la 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. Oh la 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 la. I tell you, I had to describe heaven. I think this would be it right here. You got that view, you got that food, and you got. I'm telling you, that's heaven. Anyway, I knew right away. South of France, is the most beautiful part. Everybody, oh, Paris, Paris. No, not Paris. Even the French tell me no. Paris, no. That's you don't want to go to Paris. You want to go somewhere in South France in the countryside to really see what France is about. It's food, it's regions, it's beauty, it's castles, it's cathedrals, it's churches, little charming little villages. You would never see any of that if you just went. Well, I went to Paris and I came home and yeah, it was France was nice, Paris was interesting. No, you didn't see nothing. This is where you want to go right here. This is where you want to be, my people. You want to visit France? Go to South France. That's all I'm saying. Why? Because I've never been there. That's why. I know. I need to go. How? I don't know. One day, maybe. How? I don't know. Maybe when I semi-retired. I don't know. Not there yet, unfortunately. And you don't go here for 3 days. You know what I mean? You don't take a trip to South France and just go, okay, well, in 1 week, day one and the last day doesn't count. So in 5 days, I'm gonna visit this. Nah, it goes too quick. No, you gotta go here at least 3 weeks minimum, and just check out all the little towns and regions and make sure you hit every single restaurant. And then, just check it out, man. Just learn something new. Not what you see every day, boring, same life, nothing changes, no memories. You know what I mean? This is where you make memories. Good old France. I'm not gonna lie, Germany don't look too bad either in some areas. I'm not gonna lie, Germany don't look too bad at all in some areas. Very similar to this look here too. Really, very interesting. Very, very. A lot of the, I don't know how. I'm sure Spain is really not that different either. Other than you ain't getting no foie gras there. Neither in Germany, but not food wise, but like view wise, beauty wise, charming wise, old villages, old places that are really unknown to a lot of people. I'm sure they all got their spots, it's all beautiful. You got to go to Europe, people. That's the bottom line. You got to visit Europe. You don't die and never go to Europe, that's a crime. You got to go at least once, twice, check it out a little bit. Anyway, I'm jealous, so I'm just going to go to another video now. Okay, France. Dordogne. Très bien, très joli, incroyable. Je suis jaloux. Take care. Peace out. À la prochaine. Quoi.